All right, so we live now.
All right.
Hi everyone. We are live today here, coming to you from Minnesota and broadcasting from the studio. As you are aware, today we'll be having our first partnership spotlight featuring the United Distance Star, who are doing massive and great work in Liberia. It's kind of interesting how we and one of the co-founders get connected here in the U.S. through our friend, Joyce from college. It was just so interesting. But since then, since that connection, it just always been great seeing how we both
All right.
have come a long way, trying to do this. I'm also just trying to make sure maybe I can see some comment from my phone. But notwithstanding what we are waiting, our other co-host, Kevin Format, we do have Heather
hmm
Conan here with me. And Heather, would you mind introducing yourself today?
Sure. I am Heather Cannon. I was born and raised in Minnesota, but I lived a couple years in Liberia. And I am the co founder and executive director of Uniting Distant Stars. And we do education and vocational training on the old road.
All right, there you hear it. So she's involved with vocational and technical training in Liberia, and they are currently in Oro, but they got a lot more plan, a lot more vision, and that's why I decided, Tambah Foundation, we decided to partner with UDS for a specific reason, and I love the name. It's short UDS, but it's actually Uniting Distant Stars, and it's important, and that means a lot to me because I think it's important that we know that all around the world there are different stars that
hmm
connects, with one another. You can have so many things, done, and it just was amazing. I don't know how you came about the name. If you want to speak a little bit, why the
Yeah.
name United Distant Stars?
Well, part of it is one thing I noticed. We went out to River Cess one time, and you know, the lights, of course, the generator went off, so the whole place was dark. It was a little town called Yarkup Town. And we got up at 5 in the morning, and the whole sky was just filled with stars. It was just like diamonds. And then we just realized that Calvin and I had totally different backgrounds, totally different experiences, but we both had a gift and a talent. So that's uniting distant stars. We all have that star potential to do something bigger and better.
Wow, wow. Well, there, yeah, that's a great thing. When two stars connect, there's so much more you can do. And I love the way you mentioned that because sometimes we don't understand the power of what we have
Mm-hmm.
until we start working together and see that. I know there's people always say, if you want to go, I know farther, they got a way, you got to go along with someone. You want to go fast, go alone. But it's always important to go far, not just starting a race and then you drop off. So team up with people. And I tell people, everybody has something to offer this world.
Mm-hmm.
And we all are unique in our own way, and we all have our own gifts, skills, and talent. I can't believe that you are here, as a co-founder. You established something in Liberia, and seeing what is happening in Liberia is no different as to whether you are there or not even there. I mean, the work still go on, and through the co-founder there, Kevin Format, who will be joining us soon. Unfortunately, we're having some network issue there from Liberia. So, but he just been amazing, amazing guy, love what he do. I think that's the key. If we wake up in the morning and doing what we love to do and seeing the impact and the appreciation of our effort, that gave us so much more hope and life to keep doing what we do. And I know you here, you're doing involved with other things, but I can see a lot of your time that you dedicate to what United Distance does, getting involved with creating opportunities. I mean, program fly. I mean, I see you doing a lot of things here. I'm like, I don't know how she do it, but whatever I can do, that was from that point, I'm like, whatever we can do from, the foundation point, I want to, partner with you guys. And that was the reason because I believe with Tama Construction, we involved with a lot of construction here. And with all these skills program that you have, I want to see, our construction through the foundation, what we can do that we can impact, a lot of different people. So for those who are watching out there, we just want to say welcome to the British Call Civility Initiative. This is the official voice of the Tambah Foundation. And Tambah Foundation, for those of you who don't know, is the official foundation of the Tambah and Son Construction. So we are involved here in Minnesota with residential and commercial construction. And the interesting thing is, I also started my construction thing from back in Liberia. So before I come over there, just a minute, let me bring Kevin on here. I think he just made it to the
All
backstage.
right.
And so I think he's coming in, but
There he is.
I think Kevin is on here. So Kevin, welcome. I'll just give you a little highlight. Welcome to this live stream.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll work along as we go along. But as I said, it's so important, and I hold this to my heart because people don't understand that vocational and skills trainings, is so important for youth. When I see what's going in our country, a lot of you have there nothing to do. I mean, we have the powerful way we can be able to impact their life by giving them the skills necessary to change their own lives. So to see UDS, doing this thing, that was why I felt, I love what they do. The fact that they are doing it, we don't try to replicate that, but we will work along with them to see. It was on this note, and as we've been working behind the scene, we have the website developer that are developing all of the website coming up, and we'll have those things be showcased on there. And our goal, actually, at Tambah Foundation, is to help raise the necessary resources that we have organizations that are doing things that fall in line with our values and vision to help them succeed. Because when they succeed, we succeed. And when those kids succeed, everybody succeed. And that's the goal. My life coming from Tottenham and seeing, having the opportunity, I believe is our way of giving back. So on behalf of the Tama family, I want to say United Distance Tie, Heather Kendall and Kevin Former, we are very grateful for this partnership and want to say officially, we are making the official that we'll be partnering. You'll be one of our first, in fact, partner. We have a couple of those will be coming up, but first official partner based on the skills. And the Tama construction also will be committed to what we can do in coming up with some, you know, courses that will be able to fall in line with our curriculum that will help give students the opportunity to also have access to, just having the experience of getting to do a course overseas, having to go through some of the classes for me or some of my, technical guys here, live, and to give them that sense of environment that you can be in Liberia and have access to information here and learn. So we are truly humble and honored. So just to come up, I know we get Kevin came up again. If Kevin, can you hear me out there?
I think he's frozen again. He
So
was.
guys, we still having the technical services here with Kevin, but
Whoops, he's trying.
I think he's trying to come in here. So as I was saying, that was the reason why we decided to partner with Uniting Distance Time. But Heather, I mean, it's just a little overview on that. And what do you think so far of the partnership, and what do you think is important for UDS?
Well, first of all, I'm just so grateful of Bronco. We've known each other through that mutual friend, Joyce. I used to work with her out at the casino, and he definitely has a love for young people and Liberia, where he grew up in. And but you also talk about what you're, going to BWI, what that experience was like, and so you understand how skill training does change lives, and it changed your life,
Yes,
and so that's why we're in this. Like for me, born and raised in Minnesota. Yes, I lived in Liberia for 2 years, but when I started going there my first time in 1998, and one thing I saw right away is that there's always this desire for education with young people, but the opportunities are not always there. They have to pay money to go to school. If they go to school, they might not have all the resources. Just simple things like a copybook and a pen and a pencil, things that we didn't have to think twice of over here. And so when I was living there my first year is how I met with Calvin, and Calvin was always there to help others. He was always teaching people. and whether it was on the job or within a school. And he kept telling me, I want to help my people. I just want to help my people. And I think he wanted to do it at a larger scale than maybe one or two or 10 at a time. And so we decided to start something in 2011. It was just some scholarships and school supply drives. By 2014, we started getting into vocational training. At that time, we were working out of Kelvin's house, and when they were getting ready to kick him out of his bedroom because they wanted more space to learn, is when we found a building where we are now. And him himself and his people on the ground transformed a dilapidated building into what we're using now as a place to teach young people skills. And those young people can be people with no education to college degrees. Just like here, a lot of people have college degrees, but they can't find a paying job. Those that don't have an education feel like, well, no one cares about me. I don't have a high school diploma. No one lets me into their space. Well, it's like we want you to, be successful. We're going to teach you some skills so you can then, if you want to further your education or whatever, you now have the means. It's 1 year long program, 85% at least hands-on training. If you do it right, you can already earn money before you graduate, which many of them do. And we also build up the confidence, regardless of your situation. If things are challenging, things are tough, our team on the ground is there to see you successfully get through. They'll help you figure out, how you got to handle this situation or handle that situation, or they're just there to listen. And we've graduated, since we officially became a vocational training school in 2017, we've graduated over 350 students in up to 9
Wow.
trades. And meeting the alumni, I was there in October. I met some of the alumni and hearing their stories and knowing, how we have impacted their lives. I hear it transformed me. I used to be nobody. Now I'm somebody. I'm actually helping people in my community with my skills. So it's a wonderful thing. It's really cool. And I think with your background in not only being in the trades, knowing the skills, but your passion for Liberia, I think that makes it a good partnership.
Thanks so much. Yeah. And as I said, it took a while, and expected. I know we used to be supporting you to what you're doing, but waiting to make sure I get everything set up. And that was what actually drove me into that. And I always tell people, like backstream or in backstage, I was sharing, I'm like, of all the places, why Liberia, but more to that, if we can see you, as a Liberian and all Liberian out there watching, I want you to understand this. Heather's from here. Not that she had a reason to go and actually do things, but she saw the need. She saw, how people are hungry for stuff. And she went out there and decided to make a difference. I can tell you a lot of her own personal resources and income have been going in towards those things, trying to make sure that programs is running out there. So also from that point that I also felt, I think this is kind of a little embarrassing, but I have to start doing something. If Heather is not even, she's not a Liberian, even though by my tradition in Lofa, we she's Liberian right now. She's a Kissy girl, and she's my Kissy sister. But beyond that, I'm like, for what she's doing down there, I mean, if every Liberian, you don't have to go back and start doing something. Identify organization that is doing something, partner with them, try to support them, because I'm telling you, when you impact the lives of people, there's so much more you can achieve together, or than you trying to go start something that you're not even there, you can't even, carry on. And that was one of the main reasons I say United Distance side, other organization will be partnering into different things, but UDS, you align your vision align directly with what we're doing here, even with Tama Construction. As I said, we'll work in line to see if we'll come up with, even programs that we can help some other students, give them, uh, you know, some opportunity to be able to have that
Mhm.
visual experience. They can be able to take a course from right here. We'll design some course that they can be able to do maybe end of graduation to prepare them that when they get out there, how
Mhm.
can they live better when they go through all the local program? They have one class to complete that will give them access to having international education, and then there will also be that certificate that will get with that recognition that will partner with UDS. So we see what you do, we validate what you're doing in there, and we'll do what we can, to be able to work along with local authorities to make sure that they recognize your work there, because this is legitimate. And seeing even our construction business, even the foundation try to identify with you, please feel free with your organization to always share and let them know that you have the partnership. And if they ever need reference or anything, Tambah Foundation will be there because we see what you're doing and we are more interested into the impact of those people. And I tell you guys, for those of you watching, this is a great steward. Every donation, every contribution you made to the organization, I can tell you, is one of the very first, organization doing things in Liberia. I can tell you that really when it comes to accountability, and she inspired me so much. And sometimes when I'm talking to our people, I'm like, listen, how can someone establish something in Liberia they can show, and when people see that, people don't understand, and that's one of the things. Donors, supporters, they want accountability,
Hmm.
and you've been doing that thing, Heather. Is like it's part of your core value. It's what you live by. You do things, let people know this person to make the donation. You recognize them, but more to that, you have the report that show where the money is going, why you're doing this,
Hmm.
and a lot of organizations having challenges with this kind of thing because they don't want accountability. And I always, for me, it was just even in my sleep. I wouldn't mind having a partnership with you because I know you. I know exactly the level of standard and professionalism that you and your staff have set up,
Hmm.
even in the past when we start sponsoring some kids. But we want to reaffirm, our support through the partnership and help. And I'm very sure that other people will see what you're doing out there. Will start working towards it because my goal is to make sure other people here who are interested into supporting, be an investor or whoever, is to be able to drive people in a way to see this vision and see how they can support that, make that, because the thing is, the beneficiary are the most needed.
Yes.
It's life changing to see that you're giving somebody a chance who, by enemy, would never had a shot of even going to other local school, other public school. This is right there in the
Yes.
community and giving kids the chance who never had chance of even going to school. So that's what we're passionate about. So I want to thank you for sharing those.
Thank you.
And for those who are watching, I know we have few people that are online. We
We
have
got someone from Lofa. I've
so
been to Koya City, so
oh, someone from Lofa watching. So is Ambassador Vama Sandy is in there. And
okay.
Vama too is one other organization there that have more than 4,000 women organization
Okay.
that I've already sponsored to in the past, supported them. But to see everybody coming on here from Liberia, there are a couple of people. I want to say welcome Tony Morgan. He's in Liberia. We
Okay.
have Ambassador Sandy. He's there from Lofa too. We have Peter Tama, my brother there. And I think a couple other person might be from UD. I can't remember that CDR. But I want to say thank you guys all for watching. And wherever you are, we're coming to you live here from Minnesota. I'm here with the co-host, Heather Comment, and we have Kevin Format, who, due to
Somewhere.
technical reason, we haven't been able to have him on, but I know he's here with He's will be
Yes.
monitoring and listening, and
Yes.
we'll have the video share on different platforms. So for those of you out there who want you to go to share this video as much as you can with who's watching, and just to see exactly what the amazing job that United Distance Star is doing in Liberia. And we will get down to the point where you should share more about the program and different things she's doing out there. But just to dive in a little bit, on the commitment here as we're talking behind the scene. So on behalf of the Tama family and the Tama Foundation and Tama and Son Construction, UDS want to let you know that we have come to this point and officially recognize the great work you guys are doing. And we design come 2023, we stay committed to providing 6 scholarships to students, 3 female and 3 male. And as usual, getting out to deserving students who really need it because the goal is to make an impact and give a chance to those who can afford. But more to that, we will work on couple of other initiatives when it comes to graduation package. Trying to have like a toolbox or toolkit that can help prepare them after graduation, what they
Hmm.
can do to be able to get to that point. And the Tama Foundation will also be instrumental in finding ways where we can generate tools, but also partner with other local contractors and other builders, engineer in the area to see what they can do to contribute, and we can make that possible. And the other thing also we're hoping for to come up with a course, at least starting with one course that we can give the opportunity to students back home into the trades area that can be able to help at the end of completion of class. They can have that one course to complete that will give them the opportunity to have an insight of the technology and the career what they are doing in here, in the
Hmm.
US. And after that completion of that course, we'll come up with a timeline and everything. a couple of hours of credits that they will have, and they will also be awarded additional certificate that will go along with that diploma. And the goal will be able to ensure that once they leave the walls of UDS, they also have the opportunity to be able to become independent, do things, establish themselves. Those who want to go into the area of entrepreneurship will also have that continual, mentorship, thing going on to help them, as they need it, So even those that graduated previously and those who currently will be going forward to will be open to even providing mentorship. I know I do provide a couple of mentorship here with a couple of colleges and college students here. I think it's about time that I also extend that to Liberia, and I'm truly honored to have UDS to be starting with. Entrepreneurship, we'll talk about it, but the overall goal here, we will work to see how best as we evolve into time, we can have this partnership go towards having opportunity to have skills people or students, having opportunity either to do some AB internship or have to do some, career education here. We can be able to try to find a way to see other colleges that will be able to partner with that and help them fulfill those things, but just giving people that opportunity that they can be able to help better their lives. So those are some of the things we'll be involved with and a lot more. Annually, we'll be having, annual fundraiser for Tambah Foundation, and those fundraisers will be geared towards also, supporting and providing the needs of the different partner organization that we'll have. So those are just a couple of things out there. I don't know, Heather, if I don't forget anything doing backstage, is there anything you want to add on? But I think if I can recall, yeah.
Well, one thing that Bronco and I talk a lot about is we might not have all the modern tools, but what we do teach, and hopefully Kelvin can stay on this time, is we teach them how to think outside the box. That is because in Liberia, you might not have the parts. People like to send cars over to Liberia where those parts are not there. And if you know how to fix a car that it needs a master cylinder, but you don't have that, let's say, I've seen this, Kelvin has done this. He had a Ford F-150, the master cylinder failed. He took one from a Land Rover, retrofitted it, and it worked. So they do learn out of the box thinking, which is priceless. And we're losing Kelvin again. And Kelvin, if he ever gets back on, he is our local representation. You probably know a lot of people start NGOs from this side or from Europe or whatever, and they struggle because they don't have someone regular on the ground. And if you don't have that commitment on the ground, your programs don't keep going. Since Kelvin is our local representation, the co-founder, the co-visionary, and he said he's doing what he says is his heart's desire, is what has helped us get through some very difficult times in Liberia. We know we had an Ebola crisis. We know the UN peacekeepers left who are fueling the economy. We know we had COVID. Now we have the war in Ukraine that's having an economic issue. So it's Kelvin frozen again. Kelvin, can you hear us? Can you share some insights about what UDS is doing?
Yeah, just that the internet is not easy for us right now, but UDS is doing great. In the first place, since we started, we have been getting a lot of good results, meaning testimonies from those youths that we're training from our institution. Most of them have job, their life have changed. So we do a lot of things because based on our economic situation, we decided to sacrifice for the youth to be able to get job to do, because if more youth are empowered, I think that will be something that will help the country. I think it will reduce even some poverty. It will reduce uh, criminal activities, because particularly youth, when they are coming up, if you don't try to engage them, to something that they can be earning money on their own, the next thing their mind gonna be changed by other bad people. So we do this all the time. Some of them, we recruit them, their mindset, some of them are traumatized, some of them have a lot of problems, but we also counsel them, because if you don't counsel them, they're not even going to attend, even if you give them 100% scholarship. So we do a lot of things. We did counseling, we do the training. We also help them, you know, how to be able to become an entrepreneur and how to be able to get a job, how to apply, how to present yourself, interview questions and answers. We do a lot of things. Giving them a 50% scholarship every year is what we do here because things are not easy. Sometimes even the 50% scholarship we give out to them, they even find it difficult, very difficult to even pay that 50%. But because of this is our passion, so we can persuade them and see how best gradually we can be able to, you know, train them because vocational training is expensive. So sometimes,
Oh, he froze.
Thing is, they're frozen again. Wow, that's so much insight there coming from Kevin, and just seeing how he's so knowledgeable, of that's so important. That's
yeah,
one thing we didn't think about.
Where we
Yeah,
go?
Kevin, you back?
You're back.
Yeah, Kevin, are you
yeah,
there?
and yeah, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, getting you.
So the next thing while we were doing this, the community, the parents came around. They say, "Hey, you guys are helping the youth. Yes, we agree. But what about the kids just roaming around in the community? We don't have, all schools around us are very expensive academic schools. We can't afford to send them in. What do you guys, UDS, have to do for us?" So we also decided to include an academic, and which presently that's the only school in that particular district that the less fortunate can be able to afford to send their kid to learn. Although based on you know our situation presently, we start to junior high from ABC to ninth grade. You know, although they are crying every day that we need to reach to high school, you know, but it is not easy. There's a lot of cry that we need to because actually I have started experiencing that. Some of them who graduated from uh, ninth grade last year, uh, I have saw three of them, and when I asked them, which school you guys are attending, they said we have gone all around, all the high schools. Our parents cannot afford, so we are not going to school. So I felt so bad, you know, because they really want to attend a UDS till they finish their high school. But it is not easy also, you know, because government increasing taxes every day, registrations, renewals, fees, and all these things, and we believe in giving the quality of education, not just getting a students, but also how we can be able to give them a quality education. Because when you reach to high school, you have to look for qualified teachers for that particular area, and we need to you know work on all those things. The next thing here is since United States and Star have been operating, one of our focus is our staff. No matter what staff or what stipend or salary, we always make sure they get it on time. Every month, not a month that have passed that any of our staff have not received their little stipend or salary. These are some of the difference that we are making because these are the people that helping to make things happen. When you try to make them feel bad, because they have families, they have homes, and other things that we do, all our staffs, whether academic, whether vocational, we always make sure while they are teaching, they are also students because we can give them a scholarship to choose any course of their choice to also get more experience. So these are you can't get this in any other schools here. The teacher is teaching, and also you are paying the teacher, and you also give them opportunity to learn more, to learn other, courses, you know, and we give a lot of opportunities to our staff. So this make them very honest organization. You know, we also allow them, their kids.
Oh.
Wow, that was interesting there. So just recapping here, what I heard was here number one, we have a program based on the needs of the community,
We
and
listen to
two,
the community. We listen to the people
yeah,
that we're working with. Yes.
that's really good. And we talk about being student focused, and it's so important because you try to impact the life of students. And then talking about staff, and it's just so amazing of all the different thing you guys have on. Yeah, no, we trying to catch up here with a couple of lists, but it sounds like he go into some of the thing. But this is great, Kevin, hearing from you. I don't know, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, although
A
you're
little close,
breaking
yeah, a
up
little
a
close, a
little
little
bit,
bit,
but
yeah,
I can hear you. So,
yeah.
so
I
just
don't want
name
to.
few. These are some of the things we are doing, but not limited.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks so much. I know we going through different things. We'll come back on some of those things to talk more about it. You weren't on when we spoke a little bit about the partnership, but I'm aware with Heather with some of the program. Those are things we'll be in. Because the goal is to help, make sure even we'll get back close to your upcoming fundraiser, and even you talk about what you get coming off the land and other thing. And the purpose of that place is to help create more access, for people can have opportunity to do more and other kind of thing. And in the future, I would say,
Yeah.
yeah, as that completion go on, even in terms of trade shop, I will discuss that, and we'll see if we have to open a workshop to make sure that we have tools and equipment and furnish for one of those, department. I will figure out something down the road. We'll figure out some of those things because that will be one of the role. With Tambah Foundation in the partnership, we'll try to see what we can to help what we can do from here through the construction, some of the tools and technology, and but also just the skills and experiences and training we can be able to do just to help give people that would be great. Heather, is there anything you want to add on to what Kevin was saying before we go further?
Well, yeah, I just want to reemphasize because Calvin was that local representation. He's boots on the ground. He's there listening. I think a lot of times we can come in with these grand ideas, but that might not be what the people need.
Mm-hmm.
So we again, we're always trying to be different. So we listen to the people we're working with because a lot of the programs that we offer in our training courses was based on feedback from the youth. And then when Calvin said, the community said, hey, we want something. But it wasn't just that we didn't bring the community in. Calvin was ingenious in how he made sure the community is part of this school. They just had their second period tests. He does not give the students their test papers or their report cards. The parents have to come to a PTA meeting. They get that information. So like you talked about earlier, Bronco, how transparent we're and accountable on this side, we're accountable to the people we're working with on that side. We want their children to succeed in school. We don't want them to be cheated because the system's cheating. We want to make sure that they get, like he said, quality education. And that is, again, we're trying to not fit into the mold of how things go. We look at what other people are doing, where are they falling short, and where do we need to come in and to fill those gaps.
Wow, that's so amazing. You're right when you mentioned that, because most of the time, if you don't get community, I've been part of several other events and meetings. I listened to all the experts, and one time I came out, I'm like, we can choose to be expert focused or people focused, because expert would think that this is it, this is, and you can have all that brilliant theory and thing you coming up with, but guess what? It takes the people on the ground who actually know how that impact them and how that connect to them, and many people don't understand. It's just like when you look at some of the things that people do. I mean, in the community, people know where their preferences are, and they are adding the preferences based on the immediate effect that it has on them, and the impact, or then, just doing something in a way. So I'm glad that you guys are really people focused. Just seeing that you bring in the parents and, everybody on board to be part of this, it's a great initiative. And I really love that, because I tell people, just look at my mom too, coming up, who never went to school formally, and she yet had a lot of value for education. That was even one of the things that she allowed my father to go BWI, to go to school. And when he came out of there, he had to teach her what he learned. And today, I can tell you, she reads and writes, perfectly. And it's just a blessing to tell you that when you empower people. And today, my mom, I can tell you, she leads, she involved with different leadership role, never sat in the classroom, formal classroom and stuff. But just to tell you the power, when you impact people, how much more that can go. She told my dad that he had to go out there, BWI. And then it was a point I always share this when, I was coming like, it's because of you I never went to college. I really wanted to go. And that time when you have a kid, you have to go and take care of your family and leave school. But today, and when he think about it, he said, "Wow." He said, "I'm glad I made a decision, because to see you carrying the legacy, the
Mhm.
dream is something that I really, really appreciate." I'm like, "Well, I'm glad for the sacrifices that you do." So when you get parent involved, I know what parents go through. I have been there, seeing my mom go into the woods to get things. There are times there's no way she could send out to school, So that's why I'm too attached to what you guys doing, because I am still feeling I'm one of those students down there who don't have any opportunity,
Mhm.
who parent could not afford to send them to school. I still feel that need, even though I have all the opportunity, but I feel attached to that, because it's so easy how people come through situation and forget to know where they come from. But I've
Mhm.
decided, no, I can't. I always think
Mhm.
that way.
Mhm.
So, and I know what they mean. It will sound strange when people say, "Oh, someone can send a kid to school." Yes, people even out there don't even know where the next meal is coming from. And guess what? The meal is the primary thing they're focusing on in our education. And that
Right.
was some of the things my parents had to deal with. At that time, they had to make choices. Well, to get our food to eat was a big thing for them. So to see what you guys doing, we didn't have some other opportunity then, but that's why I'm so much into this, because my point is I want to give kids also the opportunity that I never had, and also help them to be able to overcome some other things, but also bringing parents on board to find value into their own kids' education. Because even though you're going through that problem, if you see that, oh, if whatever way I can get them into here, and that was what my parent did, just give me a chance with a first semester tuition. And guess what? They believe that by just giving me a first semester tuition in BWI, I was going to figure out some other way. We're going to, and I can tell you that was the only money that they ever paid to get me in there, the first semester.
Nice.
And the rest of it was with scholarship and other things. So just seeing what you guys doing, and I hope some of the parents, over time, I will find time somebody kind of meeting where your parents who can be able to have where I can share my story. Hopefully, they can help inspire them to see how best to find value into their own kids' education. Because you can be in that situation as a parent, but you need to take that step, push your child in a way where, because when they become successful and get the opportunity, they come by to help the family. So I just love everything, you guys are doing this so amazing. We lost Kevin again. I think he might be coming on soon.
Gotta love the internet, people.
So
We need
guys,
someone
let's
to
just roll with it as we
some
have
better
it.
internet.
And this is the internet situation like Liberia. So Kevin, the co-founder for UDS, will be coming on and off as we go through this. So the next thing I wanted to look at was to, I know Kevin talked a little bit of that, but if we can briefly, just talk about what the fee currently that you have going on for this program, and some of the classes, the program that you offer, Then from there, if there any other thing, then we'll drive to into the fundraiser and the plan that what you have for the expansion and other thing.
Okay. Did you hear that, Calvin? Is he can't?
I think, thank Go. I think going to me all little better because I'm not really getting everything clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really feel bad about this. But I think Heather is getting you clear. So I think after the whole thing and what I didn't get, she will let me
Yeah,
know about it.
the video will be available also. You can watch. So Heather can comment more on that if you
Yeah, I
want.
can't get into the actual fees and registration
Right.
because that's something we can get you back to that on.
Oh,
But we definitely let's just say we have reasonable fees and then we have a payment plan.
okay.
We because I think a lot of schools over there they want you to pay everything up front, and that can be hundreds of dollars,
Right.
like 500 or more.
All right.
People don't have that kind of money.
No, you can.
And because I want to say I'm just don't quote me on it, but I think
No,
one of
no,
the
that's
some of
fine.
the courses are like 150. So our 50% scholarship would be 75, and I think the registration fee is like 60. But the registration fee goes back to the student because it's their uniform,
Right.
it's their
Mm-hmm.
ID card. So it's not like trust me, we're not a wealthy
Right. I
organization
understand
by
that. Yeah.
any means. We are really trying to make sure that the students know that we're trying again meet them where they are. We still need to bring some money in, like Kelvin said. We
Mm-hmm.
have to pay our teachers, even though it's not a livable wage yet.
Yeah.
It's a stipend that we pay every month. Whereas other places, we know they can be charging $500 for that
Mm-hmm.
and they're not paying their teachers. We've seen that. We see that in the news, especially if you're in Liberia, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in the same way with the academic, this was where they partnered up so well with the community. It's like, okay, we'll make the registration reasonable, but also our tailoring students can make the uniforms. So if you buy the uniforms from us, that's going to be helping the school as well.
Right.
So it's like, so we try to find creative ways to keep the costs reasonable for them. And I want to add something about how we work with people. Bronco,
Mm-hmm.
you know this, and anybody who's in Liberia know this. Sometimes families send their children from the interior to the city. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they're sent to somebody who doesn't necessarily want to put them to school. They might have them sell in the market or do their
Oh
house.
yeah.
Well, 4 years ago, and Myrtle, who is our business office manager, told me the story when I was there. There was a teenager selling coconuts, and he really wanted to come to our school, but he had no means except his money from selling coconuts. So
Wow.
we arranged with Myrtle that he would give X amount of dollars from his coconut sales to cover
Wow.
his tuition. So he didn't have to pay his tuition straight up.
Wow.
He could
Wow.
pay it, and he's been doing that for 4 years. And he came in,
Wow.
I think fourth grade is like 16 or 17. So,
Right.
and she says, "Are you sure you're coming in at an older age?" He says, "No problem. I want my education." So
Wow.
we work with people. We're flexible with people. We as I said, we're meeting them where they are. And this has
Mhm.
been an arrangement now for 4 years.
Okay.
And he's, we found a way and he's paying first. It's not all up front, but
Right.
we arranged that he could pay installments with X amount of his coconut sales. So
Wow.
that's how we operate. We are different.
Wow. Okay. So that's what you see out there. And one thing I think I would try down the road here to also do will be able to post that do comment will be able to share all in there that you can find that. And it's important because that is why people need to support what you do because it's not like you one of those traditional school that have all the budget and overhead and stuff like that. And so you basically providing, services, you funding the needs of what is there in the community. And that's why it's important, And people need to understand, I mean, it's a lot that what you guys do. It's just a lot. When I see it's so amazing. And I'm hoping here, as I said, get involved with other people we can to see what they can do to support you. But for those who watching, it's a great thing. Skills is so much more important. Learning skills. I tell people you can never retire. Even during your retirement, your neighbor next door can have you do something because you have the skills that they don't have, it's just so amazing. Sometimes I go visit, a friend and get there and see something that, oh boy, they're freaking out about this is this. I'm like, oh, okay, let me see. Before run to my truck, come by, it's all done, and we started like, wow. So it's one of the very, very great, skills to have. Vocational education. It's important, even in the
Mhm.
US today, statistics are showing that sometimes I'm telling somebody, when you look at what some of those guys make right now working in the field, a lot more than those who say now in the office, or offices, and you'll be amazed. A plumber come up, I mean, go through a regular thing, high school, get all his skills and thing. Some don't even have even, 2-year degree or whatever, and they're already right up front doing that. And I
Mhm.
would tell people it's not about the degree that you have, it's all about result. When you can have the necessary skills that can have you to be able to do that, then if you want to advance yourself, you go from there. But the basic thing, I think they used to be in the country, Heather, as you said before, you did some trails and things. They used to have those things that even in high school, people have to do trails. It was so important in the US here.
Yes.
And you can talk more about, that skill part because that was interesting. I didn't know that about you. That was another one.
Yes, I well in high well, I mean it started in junior high. We had shop classes. I don't know what they're called now, but back in my day it was shop classes. But my senior year, I took a power mechanics class and we learned about both gas and diesel engines. We actually took a carburetor apart, looked at it. I got to learn how to weld. I made my own C clamp. We also got
Wow.
into some body work. So we had a 12 by 12 metal sheet that we drilled some holes in, dented it up really good.
Uh-huh.
And we used Bondo, and I can't remember the other thing to, to fill in the holes, do all that, sanded it down,
Right.
primed it, then painted it. I aced the class. I loved the class. But
Wow.
I graduated in the mid 80s and I graduated from a small town. And there wasn't a lot of like mentoring a young woman to say maybe something in engineering might have been your pathway, you know.
Right.
And as a female, we have been trying really hard to get some of the females in Liberia to learn auto mechanics, to learn plumbing, to learn tailoring. And we've had few that have gone through. One of our electrician graduates from 2021 is working at Mount Coffee where the hydro plant is.
Wow.
So one of our plumbing graduates, I can't remember, it was 2019 or 2020, is working in Ghana.
Hmm.
So if and we still have some, cultural things where like, oh, girls shouldn't be doing that. Sometimes the boyfriend says we don't want you going in that class. But those who can overcome that, they
Hmm.
succeed and they're finding jobs.
Wow.
So yeah, we need to create a pathway for, whether you're male or female, it shouldn't matter. If you have the passion to learn these skills, we're here to teach you. And Kelvin is a tradesperson himself.
Hmm.
So he knows mechanics. He knows, how to do driver's ed. He knows welding. He's got a lot of different skills because that has always been his means, to be, taking care of himself all these years. So he leads by example too.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's great. I
yes.
just went on sharing those things, the post in the comment, so that people can see right on there regarding the fundraiser. You know what they have coming up.
Right.
They have different ways that you can donate there on Facebook. And you have one there, give to MM, Cash App, and everything is on there. I just shared those two links. Heather, if you have more link that you think want to share in the comment, that's
Yes, I'll share
what
that how you
that,
can follow us.
yeah, yeah,
So
how you can follow her and stuff like that.
yeah, so our fundraiser right now, we have purchased some land in Brewerville, Liberia, which is still in Montserrat County, but it's outside of the Monrovia area. It's an area where vocational training is very much needed. And this fundraiser, we're still working on the plans of what this new site, but this would be a lot of the startup materials we need in order to get things going for that building as we continue to work on looking at the plans of how this building is going to be put together. What's the design? What's the layout? Because we really want to continue to move ourselves forward. We want to modernize a lot of our training as well, because we know we're in a different world and Liberia needs to compete with the rest of the world. And
Mm-hmm.
again, like Calvin said, vocational training is expensive because you can start a school and just teach theory. But do you
Mm-hmm.
want a plumber just to know theory, never
Yeah.
touched a tool? never installed a commode or
Nothing.
tub, connected pipes, put in a septic tank.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to hire that plumber? I don't think you got to have the materials for the training, and we do provide the materials, but it's costly. That is a
Yeah.
big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But some schools, they don't even let them touch the tools. It's like, well, how
Wow.
do you call yourself a vocational training then?
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting because I went on also to share your website and everything on there in the public comment there.
Thank you.
So that's so great. As you hear from Heather. So Heather, just to come up with that, I know I don't have access to that information right now, but on the Facebook there was a goal that you have right now,
Yes,
a fundraiser goal.
yeah. So the Facebook and the first thing he shared, we have three different ways that you can donate. We still have a matching gift.
Okay.
So we have $345 left of our matching gift. So if you use any one of those three ways to fundraise, you'll double your impact. So if you donate 10, we match you 10 until that 345 is used up. Facebook also has a double. So if you were to donate through that Facebook link and then you made it a monthly donation, they'll match when you do your second month. We're trying to raise 11,000. I don't have the latest total, but I know it's over 2,000 that we've already raised.
Right.
So yeah, and again, it's tax deductible.
Right.
We got until the end of the year. So if you're looking for some of that, tax
Right.
relief, we
Right.
are also a 501c3 organization. And the other thing I want to strongly
Mm-hmm.
recommend, if you work with someone who has an employer match program, you
Right.
can then also get additional funds. And that really helps us out a lot. We have a few people that do that matching from their employer. I think we're up to about 3 companies now that do that. And so you'll find us right on that company website that you have probably through your HR. So really take advantage of getting more money out of your company to help good causes.
Wow. This is so amazing. And for and those who watching out there, I mean, this is Heather Cannon, and I'm telling you, she's an amazing person. Imagine we had a presentation going back the first time we ever met. I'm telling you, within a day or two, we did a perfect presentation. People are asking me, "Wow, how many years you got been doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, a few days." Ah, but I just tell you, when people have like my connect, there's so much more. And at that point, and when I asked her, and she mentioned about the distance star, I knew because when stars connect, they unite. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it just like you found that point of attraction there when you get together right away. What come out there is so beautiful, and it's so amazing what you guys do. And for those of you out there, there are so many ways you can follow them. They are on Facebook, Uniting Distance Star on Facebook. I've shared the link to the comment. They are on LinkedIn. They also have their website on there, for UDS. So you guys please try and visit there. And if you have any question or any comment you feel you want to, put out there what we on live. I know we will have 15 minutes of question. If anybody have to ask, so please feel free to do that. And there's a lot more to do here. I think wherever you are, those who watching, and please share this video and try to also follow the British Core Civility Initiative on Facebook, and the Tambah Foundation website will be coming out live. But this is the reason why I tell you I'm so passionate about what these people do and want to be part of it. This is not about themselves, it's about impacting and making a difference in the
Right.
world, in the lives of people. And one thing people got to understand, I'm here today a witness, somebody gave me opportunity and been there, uh, doing the civil war. I was separated from my family. Imagine I was there and there were family who helped to support me into my educational thing that my parents taught me. And today I'm here today because people or somebody make a difference even in the community. So please, you have a perfect chance. I tell somebody today in this life, at a certain point in life, you got to think about it, okay? When I leave this world, what do I really want to be remembered for? Is that for what I have? I have a car, I have a house, I have this. Or you want to make an impact in people's life that will live on forever, not just for them, but they pass this on to generation. When you impact a female, a male, you actually impacting a generation. When you look at Liberia, what is happening out there, the need, they are just so huge. So whatever we can do to help fund the needs, on the plan for this new campus on in Broadway, the Bombing Highway. I know I do have some people also watching from Tottenham right here. I have Robert Vington and I think a few other people who have been. But as I said, this is a great opportunity. Let's try to get ourselves connected into learning skills.
Mhm.
Those are life skills that you would need wherever you go. Even in the US, I can tell people much of what I do today, I didn't just learn it here. I came back with those skills. This
Mhm.
country only helped me bring out all the best of it in me and help me, expedite those and do my work more efficiency, with more efficiency. Today, I can work effectively based on the tools, but the skills are already in me. No
Mhm.
matter where I go, it's inside of me. And I always tell people it's advantageous based on what I've learned from Liberia because it helped me think outside the box. Here today, when someone tell me I cannot do this project, I go in, I'm like I don't take no. I got to figure why would you say you can? There should be other ways. And I had the opportunity to deal with a customer who wanted something done at the house. They had 6 to 10 different contractors that came in, builders. They couldn't do anything. So when she called me, like, you know what, I haven't done this, but this your idea, since it's amazing, I just love to, I love taking the challenge and want to be part of this. She's like, are you serious right now? I had 10 contractors came here, I said they can't do this, they can do part of it, but they can't do the other one. I'm like, I can do that and help this, help you complete everything. I'll bring everybody on board. And when that was done, she went out to Home Depot. That was a referral from Home Depot.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and she went out. She is like 40 plus years. I have never had that kind of experience. This guy came in with the skill, the professionalism. But I just tell you, I was just trying to do my job and thinking outside the box, but it had an impact on her. So it just tell you how important skills are. And
Mhm.
anybody in Africa, Liberia, thinking that, oh, I don't think I can. No, you don't have to wait to come to the US or the Western world before you learn those skills because those will be the foundation
Mhm.
that will help define who you are when you get to see that in the outside. Let people wonder, we know how to do things, whether power or no power, we know how to get things going.
Right.
So it's added advantage. So thanks so much, you guys for watching. But that's it. Please go to Uniting Distance Tide on Facebook and also LinkedIn and try to support. She have the initiative. And Heather, I know you mentioned on the match. You said there was how many dollars for that match again? 300 and something?
$345. Yes, we'd
All
like
right. I would just
to
say right
have
now
that.
here, the Tambah Foundation will fill that out to beat your match. So consider that match met right now that we'll have that
Oh,
300
thank
and
you.
something, we'll have that match so that can unlock another potential out there.
Thank you.
So, but yes, it's just opportunity here. As we meet that, we also have opportunity for those out there. Please feel free to go on, Uniting Distance Stars, website or even the Facebook page and make that donation. And please share the video also so that people can see. But I know we're close to our end of time here. If we don't have any question out there or anything from anybody, then I will ask Heather, is there any other thing you think that we can be able to talk about here?
Well, first of all, Bronco, I just want to say thank you. I thank you for all the support you have given through the years. I thank you for these new opportunities. I thank you for helping us reach another audience. I want to thank everybody who is watching this today. We are here. We're here to serve young people, and we learn from these young people as well. And it's an honor to do this type of work. And we just hope if you're in Liberia and you are interested in sending people to our program, please do. We have stuff on our Facebook page of how we recruiting students and stuff like that. We have a couple videos out there of some of our current students and why they came to UDS. So there's many things that you can be looking at to decide maybe I want some of my young people going there and really getting something out of this. So again,
Mm,
thank you everyone.
wow, thanks so much, Heather. And where again, Oro location? Is what part of
We're right
Oro?
behind York Plaza Hotel.
Okay.
Our colors are blue and gold. We're not too hard to find. And also the woman that has the provisions shop right across from the hotel, she graduated from our catering program in 2021 because she kept seeing all these students walk by. She's like,
Wow, she said, what's going on back there?
what's going on? so she decided to attend, and so she adds, besides a provision shop, she can add some bakery goods to her provision shop now to sell as well. So it's
Wow.
yeah, so it's like a lot of it has been through word of mouth or just seeing our students in their uniforms, like, what's going on over there?
Wow, wow. Well, this is amazing, Heather. It just shows you the heart that you have. And I can tell you, this is a legacy that will live on for generation because the goal as you impact these young people in Liberia, the youth, the women, and it's just so great. And just seeing the mothers too having the opportunity to be involved in their own kids' education, that's a great strategy. Like I was sharing with you, having instructor going to my parents to figure out, okay, what the guy
Mhm.
never came to school, and
Right.
it was so important those days. So I can't just say that, say, because my parents also knew that they were accountable to the instructor. So
Hmm.
they could not just tell me, we got to go on the farm, we got to go to this. And it was so amazing. And seeing a lot of great people and I'm telling you, Liberians are smart people.
Hmm.
I'm one of those things I can tell people,
Hmm.
seeing what Kevin is doing out there. I mean, you don't even, I'm telling you, that's what degree holder, whatever thing to whatever thing, does not even do some of the thing he does. It's just unfortunate that you found a system set up in a way to keep, certain people away from opportunity. But I tell you, and I so much believe in result and not status. I don't care about what people having all the degrees and all those stuff.
Hmm.
I want result. And I'm always interested into people that make result. And that's one of the reasons I'm partnering, the foundation and the Tambah family will be partnering with you to see what we can do out there because we want result. We want people's lives to be impacted. We want to see that change coming from the community, from the people, the parents. And for those of you out there, please, I will encourage you to go out wherever donation you feel you want to make. If you have questions, you don't know how to get to it, please reach out to me. I can share the information to you. And let us support this amazing organization, Uniting Distant Stars, for what they are doing. And I can tell you, they are a great steward and they're making a lot of impact out there. And as we reach our final, mini mark here, I want to say thanks to Kevin, who was also off and on. He's the co-founder in Liberia. And just for a few students out there for the amazing thing. Time go by, we'll continue to unveil this partnership into different initiatives as we go through that. And Helen, I want to say thank you so much for the time today. And I'm truly honored and truly blessed to be part of it. And I can't wait to see all the great things we have to do in the future. And I'm so blessed to have you. So I said
Thank you.
thank you today for being here. All right, guys, there you have it. We have reached the climax of our time today. Is actually 2:01 p.m. right now, and we'll be going out of the studio. Feel free to also follow us, both on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, and let's stay connected to everything we do out there. And if you have any question, regarding how to reach out to Heather, please feel free, and I'll be able to share her information. And this is a great way, the Bridge Call Civility Initiative. We are coming with this episode. As we leave today, let me leave the word of the day with you today. We live in a world today wherein there's so much going on, but I tell you, we all have a responsibility to be able to make a difference. Now, if you ask me, how can we do that? This is a perfect chance today. You have a chance to make a difference today in the lives of people who may not be able to pay you back. And that's the good thing about this. You want to make an impact into people's life, not to pay you back, but to be able to pay that forward. So as we stay out there, I want you to stay connected. We had the Bridge Call Civility Initiative coming with this episode. You can find me on where we are on the displaying right now. And you can also follow, Heather. Anybody having question on how you can be a help to this great organization, UDS, please reach out to me. And I will be able to share our information and how you can stay connected. This is a life we're in today. I tell you guys, I am a living testimony of what the impact of skills can do. Please go ahead and make a difference. As you go out there today, I want to leave you with this word. If you, as I said this question today, if you leave this world today and you're no longer around, how you want to be remembered? And I have hold myself personally to that account, and this is why I'm involved with all those things. It's a choice that you have to make. Because I tell you what, we're seeing all around the world. When you leave this world, it just takes in minutes. There are people making decisions on things, everything going the way you have that one effort. But when you impact the lives of people, make a difference in their lives, I'm telling you, you tend to impact the lives and give them hope, but to also bridge that core that will connect generation to generation. You guys have an amazing day. Today is a great day. I'm so blessed to be here. And as you go out those days, I pray that may you find peace into all you do. May you find love and may you be kind to one another. And let's stay connected. Let's keep impacting the war. You have a great day and have a blessed day. See you. Bye.
Blessings to you, Bronco.
Thank you, Heather. Bye.
Bye bye.